Okay, moving on now to slash, and I want to start with a moral question about slash. Is it the responsibility of forestry companies to clean up the slash? Again, I'll come to you, Chris.
Yes. Yes, it is. They've lost their social licence to operate and they need to do a better job.
Okay. In the audience, just behind me, are Mike and Bridget Parker. Cyclone Gabrielle smashed their farm in Tolaga Bay. It's still covered in slash and silt. Politicians from both sides have been to visit, and they still feel like they don't have any answers. They want to know if either of you have the courage to shut down forests that are bad neighbours and let slash onto farms and communities like theirs. Do you have the courage to shut down forestry companies like that?
It's not as simple as shutting them down, Paddy, because actually pine trees, if you leave them and you don't cut them down, they can be just as big a danger as if you do cut them down. What we've got to do is make sure that we're cutting them down responsibly, that the forestry companies are cleaning up the mess after they have done that.
So he won't, will you?
I want to see forestry companies having a plan to actually how they plan to harvest their trees and actually be held accountable for doing it in a proper way. So and if not, we have really much more serious, harsher penalties on these companies.
So neither of you are prepared to do what Bridget and Mike have asked, which is, are you prepared to shut down these?
Well, absolutely. If they don't deliver on their plan, their harvesting plan, and actually deal with the impacts of slash, they should be held accountable for it. And we should hit them with serious penalties, and there should be serious consequences for it.
And that could include shutting them down?
It may well be.
All right, Chris Hipkins?
But, as I said, Paddy, I think...
Okay, if you're not going to do it, you need to say you're going to do it or we can move on.
Individual harvesters absolutely should be held accountable if they're not doing their jobs properly, but not harvesting the trees isn't an option because actually the trees get dangerous the longer you leave them.
Let's